Redfin reported at the beginning of last week that homes are selling at the slowest summer pace in a decade. And they cited that the typical home that sold in July took 43 days to sell, the longest July span since 2015, as pending sales are again at a low, and we're pacing to be some of the lowest transaction numbers that we've seen since 1995. You got to be careful with this data here. This is national data. They go on to say that some sellers are reacting well by not selling, and active listings posted the largest monthly drop since 2023. But again, these are national numbers, and that home prices rose 1.4% year over year. So I'm going to have Nick put up the average days on market chart here so you can look at pre-pandemic, post-pandemic. This started in 2012 where you were at 69 days. Trended in the 40s from 24 to 2016. Those were obviously recovery years after the crash in 08. Then you got 17, 18, 19, 20, all in the 30s. Then 16, 22, and 30 from 21 to 23, and then back up to 43 in 2025. Now, here's the thing. This isn't what's happening in the greater Philadelphia area. I had this same conversation with a client last week where they said home prices are softening. Well, when you look at the local data, the week ending August 17th, so the most recent data we have, it's about a week old, that the median time to contract right now in the greater Philadelphia area is 23 days. Now, that's up 4 days from a year ago, and that's for the month of August. And when you look at the July reports here, the median time on market in the month of July was 12 days in 2025 compared to 10 days last year, so it's up 2. And active inventory is actually up 16.7%. So we're seeing more sellers are coming to the market, and prices are up 6% year over year. So this Redfin data, you've got to be very careful looking at this, because while the market is shifting nationally, we are seeing that the market is softening in the Sun Belt states, in the Midwest, even in the West Coast. The Northeast has been insulated because our supply is so much less than some of these other places. And the one thing the Redfin article does get right is that home prices are accelerating because there's still not a huge supply of homes on the market. If you look at the month of July, we saw a 2.33 month supply of homes on the market year to date, and for the month of July, same number. An even market is considered around a 6-month supply. So we are way below that in the greater Philadelphia area, and that's why we're still seeing positive pricing. We're still seeing that even with inventory growth at 16.7% compared to July of last year to July of this year, if you look at our week-over-week report, because I like to look at the weekly data as well, the week-over-week report is that we saw active listings are up 12.9% compared to the same time last year. So we're seeing that inventory is growing and prices aren't coming down, and likely won't until we see substantially more inventory. So homes, in fact, in the greater Philadelphia area are not selling at the slowest pace. Now, there was a little bit of a slowdown for sure, and we did see more contract terminations in the month of June than we had seen any June before that, and we saw that here locally and nationally. And home buyer competition is easing a little bit, but you've got to be very careful here with these national headlines. So how do you combat that? Well, it's very simple. Any agent you talk to should be asking the question, has anyone taken the time to share with you what's going on in the market, how the current selling and purchase process looks, what's happening with financing right now, and most importantly, be reviewing your goals in more detail. Those are the 4 components of a proper strategy session or planning meeting that someone can have with you. So what does this mean for if you're thinking about transacting now or maybe next year or even the year after that? Number 1, get clear on what you're trying to accomplish. Where do you want to move to? What's your plan? What does the right house look like for you? Maybe you already have the right house. Know where your landing spot is. That's number 1. Number 2, get information relative to that decision. What are homes like you're selling for if you got a home to sell? What's the trend? Who are the people handling those things? And if you're looking to buy a home, what's the trend for homes that are selling that you want to buy? Are they selling fast? Are they taking longer on the market? Because we know the premium market, the high end, moves a little slower than the entry-level first-time buyer market. And the move-up market can be uneven, and some price points are going to sell faster than others. This is all the information you need to have as a consumer, and a great agent's going to share all of it with you so you can make a winning real estate decision and not rely on national headlines that are more clickbait than anything else.